Good morning. Just wanted to take a couple of minutes and go through the Workstyles Framework with you and utilize one of the teams we just got done doing a one-on-one session with. We explored the culture of the organization, identifying where the people were who were already on the team, and seeing if there were any gaps moving forward that would hinder or better align the team with the overall business objectives. So let's jump into it. So here we've got a team made up of 4 personnel. These 4 personnel are the main 4 who run the organization, or the leadership team within that organization. We've got Lauren Rogers and Michael Burns, who are both in this teamwork and employee experience section. What that means is people in that quadrant of the Workstyles Framework focus on collaboration and relationship building. They're socially and interpersonally sensitive. They prefer to support others and grow and develop. They communicate by talking through things and by brainstorming aloud. We have one person, Victor, up in this innovations and agility quadrant, which focuses on pursuing innovations. They're open to risk and experimentation. They prefer to act quickly and assertively, and they communicate by talking things through and brainstorming out loud. And then down here in this results and discipline quadrant, we've got one person. We've got Owen. And Owen has a tendency to focus on results and goal achievement. He's driven and competitive, prefers to focus on tasks and execution, and communicates concisely after thorough reflection. So as we go through, we'll look at our team type. This team is a bolstering team. And what that means is that we're supportive of each other's ideas. And they like to brainstorm together in the name of innovation. They always cheer each other on. With an informal communication style, they enjoy robust conversations. They're proactive in helping each other and sharing information. Since they address conflict head-on, relationships and trust grow organically. Some strengths of a bolstering team. They focus on people to ensure employee engagement stays top of mind. When conflict arises, they aim to resolve it in a way that everyone is comfortable with. Some potential blind spots with this team that we have currently in place, a bolstering team. They may feel the need to make sure everyone is on board with the decision before moving forward, which can slow the work down. They may struggle to balance internal stakeholder needs, the way the team feels, with the speed in which they're delivering their product or they're achieving their goals. And their process, efficiency, and scalability aren't always top of mind because the team is very focused on the team itself and how everyone on the team feels. Our takeaways. Recommendations on communications for a bolstering team. Employees may struggle to sift through various communication channels to uncover the main takeaways. Communicate market innovation updates in one channel, email, or internal team updates on another. Highlight need-to-know information. Conflict resolution. Explain what's changing and why. Your innovators thrive on change while others prefer steadiness. Be clear about where change can be expected and what consistency is the norm. Communicating chances by explaining both what is being changed and the why. This will help steady everyone on the team so that they feel they understand why the changes are happening and what's needed to make that happen. Now we'll get into the objectives. These objectives are what the CEO of that organization had picked. And with these, the objectives are kind of cookie cutter. However, we can identify out of these basic objectives how they relate to your team. So the choices that this CEO picked. To determine how best to commercialize our new products and innovations. To drive employees to achieve results in vision and passion. Implement new systems or processes. cut down on waste to improve efficiency in our work and help improve the bottom line, and drive market shares with data-backed decisions and discipline. Based upon those objectives that the leadership had placed, they are pursuing a stabilizing strategy. So now we've got a bolstering team who's trying to pursue a stabilizing strategy, and we can identify that from the objectives that were picked, we're missing a gap. There's a gap down here in this process and precision quadrant. And the process and precision quadrant is people who tend to focus on process and predictability. They tend to be well organized and efficient. They prefer analytical decision making. They communicate concisely after thorough reflection on their own. They make decisions collaboratively, seeking input from others involved on the team. Some strengths that we will see with this team, a bolstering team pursuing a strategy, a stabilizing strategy. Team members' drive to innovate can lead to improved process and increased efficiency. A strategic move towards stability and predictability may help team members feel secure in their role, increasing loyalty to the team and the organization. The focus on improving internal operations and effectiveness can be a valuable opportunity for team members to experiment and flex their creative muscles to find the best processes for accomplishing the work. Some potential blind spots that we do have to be aware of moving forward with this team trying to pursue the objectives that we chose. A strong focus on process stability and risk minimization may stifle employee creativity and result in disengagement. To fulfill the strategic goal of identifying waste and reducing costs, your team may struggle with the need for hyper-efficiency when it has the desire to experiment. While innovation may be necessary to fulfill the strategic goals, your team may struggle with hyper-selection of the ideas it pursues. So, things we can do to increase this team's cohesion or drive to achieve those strategic business goals. They can plan out initiatives, identify the how behind each new initiative to ensure effectiveness, efficiency, and standardization with minimal error. We can identify decision makers. When kicking off a new project, identify who the decision makers are and the type of decisions that they own. Giving that responsibility and accountability to the specific team members will allow for that team member to not only be a hub for that information for the rest of the team, but it will also give someone a point of contact or that responsibility to hold ownership over that task. Outline project ownership. Ensure everyone knows how and what they'll contribute, and which portions of the project they are accountable for. Goes back to that identify those decision makers. If we have people who we know are the decision makers for that topic or that task, then we can prioritize ownership and they can take ownership, increasing the team's trust and cohesion within each other and themselves. To build a culture to reach our goals, we can increase efficiency. Ask the team to identify areas of the job that they feel are most inefficient, or where they spend the most time revisiting or revising work. Solicit the team's suggestions onto how to standardize the process to increase efficiency. We can reduce future mistakes. Do a root cause analysis after mistakes are made. This will help identify the base level or where the mistake first showed its head so that we can alleviate that moving forward. And again, once we're able to have that conversation, we will eventually, and through that conflict, actually create stronger and more cohesive team because the trust will be higher. We will gain trust and respect within ourselves and the team that we're working with. And last but not least, we can crowdsource improvement ideas. Challenge people to come up with ideas for improvements that they could make within the organization. Be sure the ideas are measurable. Implement the best ideas and recognize those employees who had come up with those ideas. And there we go. That is a basic rundown of the one-on-one talent strategy session. We just did this program for a world-renowned training provider that has an amazing team that is crushing what they're doing. But through this one-on-one talent strategy session, we were able to identify not only some areas where there could be improvement for the team, but how we can align the team to achieve the overall business goals in a more efficient and consistent manner. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like to learn more about where your team fits on that Workstyles framework, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at PSC Training. I live in the Teamwork and Employee Experience Quadrant, and I find no more enjoyment than helping other teams and people figure out how to best create trust and cohesion so that they can have the same experiences I've had working with a high-performing team. Thank you.